Hi, thanks for joining me. So today I made you guys another mixtape. I wanted to talk about Vocaloid music, and I wanted to share with you guys my top 10 favorite Vocaloid songs. So, like I did with my J-pop and J-rock songs, I made a playlist. I'll link the playlist in the description below. I'll link each of the individual songs, and you can listen to me talk about them, or you can just go ahead and listen to the songs. I wanted to talk about this because Vocaloid music is kind of the only, it's not really the only music, but it's some of the main music that I listen to these days. And, you know, for me, it feels fresh and new, and especially it's one of the few things that makes me feel like I'm living in the future, you know, like I'm living in 2014. I mean, I realize it's the present, obviously, but when you have something like a synthetic, voice, a synthesized voice, being used for all kinds of songs, suddenly it's just like, oh, it's like Macross Plus come to life, you know? That was a really science fiction-y concept, I think, back in whenever that was made, the late 90s. And so my introduction to Vocaloid music was really just in getting interested in it. I think probably I saw the characters, you know, Miku and stuff like that, and was like, you know, what is this Vocaloid stuff? Like, what is this thing, you know? And I can trace it back to probably the end of 2009, because I was a little bit new to digital music. It's not like I was an iTunes person or something, you know, and I never owned an iPod, so I never bought into that whole ecosystem, and I was never, into like purchasing 99-cent downloads and that sort of stuff. I certainly, purchased like a digital album or two, but for me, you know, I wanted to support these artists. If people were really making this music, you know, what struck me about it is the way that they added these personas to the voice packs, the voice synthesizers, and they were sort of really anime character styled, so it really caught on with the people that sort of already were into, you know, those sorts of anime styled characters, which was, I think, a really interesting way for that to kind of take off, and so it instantly endeared it to me. But I hadn't heard much of the stuff, and I started looking around for some place I could download these songs. I found this site called japanfiles.com. They're not around anymore, but they added a Vocaloid section. I was looking at archive.org towards the end of 2009. And these artists, this was sort of the group of artists that I initially picked from. Tested their songs out, checked out the samples, and I would just buy individual songs here and there. And I ended up really taking a liking to several of the artists from here. And I tend to focus on artists. I'm not so much like a top hits, you know, top 20 kind of guy. I like to find a group, or a person that is making music that I like, and then I'll stick with them for quite a while until I just get bored of what they're doing or they stop making music. And so I'm still listening to a lot of the actual songs from, you know, the albums that I bought in 2009 and newer stuff that these people have done, and I've added a few artists since then. So we'll start off with Shu-t. This is Shuichi Tanaka. And from what I read, he is, has been just really instrumental in sort of the Vocaloid, as a Vocaloid user. It sounds like he might have actually worked with Krypton to do some of the demo songs for some of the Vocaloids. It sounds like, according to this wiki, he even named Kaito. But don't quote me on that. I don't know how reliable that information is. At any rate, he does techno is mostly his genre, I guess, and I'm not good at classifying musical genres, so don't expect me to be really specific about some of this stuff. But the first song, "Go Forward," is so strong. It's really powerful. It's really fast, and Meiko's voice is excellent on it. I love this song. I really wanted to start off, if you guys just listen to one song at the beginning of the playlist, with something that would really catch your attention. It's really rock sounding too, because the vocalization he uses on the keyboard is really like a guitar sound. So this is just a really strong, fast, powerful song that I love. It's one of my absolute favorites of all the things that he's done, and he's had a lot of music come out over the years here. The next one is Dixie Flatline. And actually, I didn't mention, Shu-t had a song on Hatsune Miku Project Diva F. It was Stay With Me, I believe. Another good one, but definitely, if you listen to Go Forward, completely different in tone. Really, it's so good. Anyway, Dixie Flatline. They also had a song on Hatsune Miku Project Diva F, and that was a good song. But this one is Mikulantica. It's a really fun, like, techno-y song where they use, like, Miku's voice. It's a little bit more like part of the rhythm than just a melody sort of singing over top of the music. And I think with Vocaloids in particular, it's really attractive to try to have them sing as realistically as possible. You want them to sound kind of human, but it's also just being another instrument in the repertoire. You can kind of to hear the voices as more kind of part of the music is pretty cool. I really like the song. It's upbeat. It's techno-y, it's really electronic sounding, and I really love it. The next one is Kaz, and I think I was introduced to him probably through Amazon, just sort of looking for what more Vocaloid music could I get that's that I can actually buy. I really want to support these artists, especially ones that are going to the trouble of trying to reach out to an audience outside of Japan. Some of these people have their own YouTube channels. Shuichi Tanaka has his own channel. Kaz, it's Kaz Metal 1, I think, has his own channel or their own channel. So cool to see these people really trying to get fans here, and I want to support that. So this song is called Foolish 13 People, and I think 13, when you say it in Japanese, maybe sounds a little bit more like something else, so I'll let you fill in the blank between foolish people there. But this is just a really heavy metal song. It's you've got the double kick pedal kind of drums going on, and the really growling vocals that they're able to do however they do it with Megurine Luka. Really cool. I don't know how they achieve that effect, but it's amazing. I really like Kitty. I don't know if you guys listen to them at all, but this reminds me of a Kitty song in that respect. It's got kind of the growling vocals and then a little bit more melodic singing, and this song, it'll just knock your socks off. It's really great. The next group and song is AVTechNO. The song is called Nell, but they've had a few versions of Nell, but this one is a remix. And it's a Dogtails remix. I've seen them have like a Dogtails remix of other songs of theirs. So I don't know if Dogtails is somebody else that does Vocaloid music, or just a musician in general that remixes their stuff, or what. But this song, the remix takes it to a whole different level. And this song, just whenever it comes on like my mix, like I will just listen to it at any time. It's like one that I don't think I've ever skipped. You ever do that where you have a mix that you listen to a lot and you're like, alright, skip. Okay, I'll listen to this song. This song is like the okay, I'll listen to this song every time. It's one of the longer songs, and to me, I'm sure I wouldn't use this term right if I called this trance, but it seems trancey to me, I guess, in terms of, I think that's probably a more specific musical term, but it's really excellent kind of techno song. The next one is mochiibeP. This is, I guess, the last original artist that I have on here. The rest of them are like another song by one of the artists that have already been on this mix. So mochiibeP, whether it's a band or a person or whatever, they're such amazing musicians. They're like, it's really blues, I think, that they're playing, like very bluesy, sort of Eric Clapton style guitar, like these amazing guitar solos, just these great riffs, like they're so good. This is Kokoronotobira, which is like Door of the Heart, and it's a Miku song. I think probably only ever heard them use Miku, but they have these two EPs, Tennessee Tunes 1 and 2. This was available way back on Japan Files, but they're on Amazon also, and I think probably I might have even gotten this from iTunes. I don't quite remember, but such good stuff. This is I don't know, just listen to it. Like the guitar is something special. Next up is another Dixie Flatline song, and I think both of the Dixie Flatline songs I have on here are from Fragments, which was their first album. This one's called Jacob's Ladder, and we're getting into like more, I guess, just this little mellow spot in the mix here. But this is it's a really mellow, really techno-y song. Another one with Hatsune Miku, even though they use Rin and Ren a lot. I don't know, I've always liked this song. Whenever it comes on, it just makes me feel good. It's kind of just really chill and really happy sounding. Then it's another mochiibeP song. This is Ne from their first album, or the first EP of the two Tennessee Tunes ones. And this one I almost feel like is a little more typical of the other kinds of, especially sort of very popular Miku songs that are around, but even so, I mean, it has that great like blues guitar that they have going on, and it's also kind of mellow, just sort of a cute song. She's like singing like oh ne, like hey, or isn't it like I'm she can't get to sleep. She's like, well, I'm not saying that it's your fault, but I keep thinking about these various things, and I can't get to sleep. I'm too excited. So I don't know exactly the whole lyrics to it. Some of these, I know some Japanese, but it's hard to follow songs in particular. But really good song by them. The next one is more Shu-t. This is from Various Feelings. I think the other songs, there's two on here from Fragments, which is obviously an amazing album. But Various Feelings was his first one. It was some of the first songs that I was introduced to. And I really have a special, kind of place in my heart for those songs in particular. And Cradle of Destiny, this really stands up as in comparison to everything that he's done since then, as just one of the best songs. I don't know, like I said, I can't really classify like these techno songs and stuff that well, but whatever Cradle of Destiny is, this is the techno that I like. It reminds me a little bit of 2Mix. If you guys have ever heard 2Mix, like I think they were popular as doing theme songs for like one of the Gundams in the 90s, like Gundam Wing or something like that, maybe. The kind of techno that's 2Mix, like 90s Japanese techno, that's Cradle of Destiny, and it's an amazing song. AVTechNO is this next one here, and as their name implies, they do techno, but they also do stuff that's kind of rock sounding. Sort of like Shu-t, it can kind of be either or. And this one is really rock sounding. It's called Plus, and I think it was paired together in a pair with Plus and Minus. And Minus sounds like Nine Inch Nails. It's so funny. It's rare. I think Trent Reznor has such a unique sound I don't hear music and go, hey, that sounds just like Nine Inch Nails, ever, really. Maybe I'm just not listening to other music that sounds like Nine Inch Nails, but Minus does. Plus, on the other hand, though, is it's more it's just, it sounds really heartfelt, and that's weird considering that it's a synthesized voice, I guess. That's one of the things that really caught my attention about it, is I'm like, oh, this is such a sort of kind of sad, heartfelt sounding like rock song. And I think that's one of the intriguing things about Vocaloids too, is that they're pretty special, I think, just in that they aren't perfect. You know, they sound a little off, and I think that in a way that humanizes them a little bit. You know, like they have a flaw, but aside from that, they also, in a way, they're kind of perfect. You know, they're never going to there's never going to be a drug scandal about Hatsune Miku. You know, Kagamine Inen is never going to crash his car. You know, there's never going to be a sex scandal. Like, it's just, these aren't real people. They're these idealized, you know, personas with some sort of anime, like, design attached to them. And they can be utilized in, you know, every genre of music imaginable. You know, they're never going to get old. They're never going to stop making music unless people just stop using them. So it's something really new and interesting. So anyway, the last song here, I feel like I've saved the best for last in a way. Another Shu-t song. This is called AGGRE-MATIC. And it's a little newer, one of the newer things by him. I think it was for Miku's 5th anniversary. And it is, it just blew me away. When I heard this, I was like, oh my gosh, you know? Because I feel like with every EP or album or single that Shu-t does, usually there's at least a couple songs that that really stand out for me. But, you know, after he's put out 5 or 6 albums and EPs, you know, I felt like getting in towards the end there was, you know, it's been a little spotty, and but this was a return to form, or something. I just think this is one of the best songs that he's ever done. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like, it's kind of slow, but it feels fast. It's kind of ethereal. It's kind of powerful. I don't even know, you know, if you guys can probably do a better job explaining what AGGRE-MATIC sounds like than I can, but just listen to it. It's an excellent, excellent song. And I'm sure I've talked for way too long about this, but I just wanted to go over these songs and just give you guys an idea. I think that, you know, what's cool with this is, you know, these are real musicians, like really good artists, just doing cool stuff. I think some of it's kind of progressive, some of it feels, you know, it's a little hard to stay excited about music, I think, as you get older. I'm not old, but you know, I'm kind of in my early middle age here, and you know, at some point I think you just sort of go, oh, I mean, I don't know, maybe a lot of people are just, they're going to be into music for their whole lives, but for me, I guess the Vocaloid music has sort of been invigorating. Hearing all this Vocaloid stuff feels like I'm getting into music again, kind of, over the past, you know, 5 years or so. It's been really exciting for me, and I've just enjoyed getting to know these artists and hearing some of the amazing stuff they're doing. So anyway, I hope that was fun. I hope you take a chance, you know, some time to check out at least, you know, 1 or 2 of these songs that I've recommended, and you know, if not, that's fine. I hope you'll join me again for more videos. I do, you know, video game related videos. I've been talking about anime a lot recently. Apparently I do music videos on occasion. So anyway, thanks for joining me, and hope you'll join me again.